Hi everybody, it's me, Teresa Perrin, and I wanted to just do a daily recap for Friday on HLBZ. This is for Friday, January 27th, 2023. Guys, I am going to do a separate video on my thoughts on the filings that came out after hours. I will be doing two separate updates. I have been very busy, actually since 7 a.m. this morning, researching this, and I'm not ready to present information until I have more facts. And the deep dive that I am doing is very extensive because, guys, as shareholders, somebody has to do this. And I firmly believe that as an investor, I need to do my DD, make sure that it's valid, and present it to you guys for you to make a decision for yourselves. I still own all of my HLBZ, just so you are aware. And guys, going to see where I stand with regards to my research, and I will be getting that out to you by the end of the day tomorrow. So look for that. I will be doing another video on the reverse split separately because, guys, this is just topics that are extensive and I don't want to make this video too long. So let's just do the recap for right now and stay tuned for those coming. And I'm also going to try to put out a video on Lucid this weekend because I see a very big potential in that company right now, at least as a trade, to make some money. So anyways, let's get started. Okay, so as you can see by this graph, the outflow was just slightly more than the inflow. And please keep in mind that outflow also includes the shorts selling. So guys, I don't think that despite what they want us to believe, I don't believe that retail is selling their position right now. I believe that the majority of what's occurring is actually short interest. Now, I'd be a fool to say that some of retail hasn't sold because clearly I think that some have. And that's okay because you have to look at this as whether, is this an investment for you? Is this a day trade? Is this a swing trade? Or is this a long-term hold? That being said, guys, you're going to have people selling in and out of it because they're going to be day trading it. And that helps us in the long run when this starts to go on a run. And I don't believe that it's over. However, I do believe that there are some issues with momentum. There's a lot of FUD going around. And to be honest with you, there's some tweets from Salvatore that are not helping him. And I'd be a fool to say otherwise. So let me be clear, I firmly believe that maybe he needs to be careful about what he says or hire a shareholder advocate to deal with that because ouch. But anyways, let's take a look at the rest of the information that we have. Okay, so on Friday, we had a volume of 131.3 million. Guys, this is still huge. I still believe that the free float numbers are not correct in Webull. Let me make that perfectly clear because when numbers start magically appearing in here, I don't want you guys to assume that they diluted. No, this information is wrong, and the reason I know that is because I've looked at the recent filings and I know that the share count is over 200 million and that does not reflect that. All right, so interestingly enough, they actually decreased the short interest to 1.2%. All right, I don't believe that for a second either, but you know what, guys? Fintel is a tool and solely a tool. So at this point, I'm finding it comical, but I'm still going to review what it's showing us. As far as shares available to short, I want you to see what happened at the end of the day here, because I firmly believe that they shorted the price down because you see that earlier in the day they had 4 million shares. Now, please remember that when a filing goes through, somebody always knows something. I really think that there's like some sort of insider line that these companies get tipped off. And again, this is just something that's, I think, doesn't mean that it's the reality of the situation, but it seems all too interesting to say the least that when you see shareholders or a filing come out, yet you see a dump just prior to it being released. Well, who knew that? I mean, you gotta wonder. And it seems to me that they short it, then return the shares likely. Again, who knows? But I'm just saying, something fishy seems to always be happening then. Because on a Friday afternoon, who the heck is looking at their stock price? I was at the hairdresser and was like, I just happened to look at something and was like, what? Why did my account drop? And then I looked and saw, because obviously in my trading account, HLBZ probably shouldn't be in that account, but it is. To see it go down was after hours was odd. So I knew it had to be that position. And I looked and saw the filings. I didn't look at the filings directly. I just saw the news article related to them. And then honestly, I looked at them this morning, not even last night, because I just couldn't. You know, some days are just spent, and that was it yesterday, guys. And to be perfectly honest with you, I really think that there's a lot of FUD, but there is cause for concern that we will discuss going forward later this weekend. But right now, the cost to borrow is sitting between 22.52 to 52.24%. And the short volume ratio, again, guys, look at the amount of shares that they are shorting. Now, this is just in the dark pool. 38 million shares shorted at 51.66% was the short volume that was in the dark pool, so over half of all shares. Guys, this is continuing. So clearly they're still shorting the crap out of this. I truly believe that that is why the price fell. I don't think that it is solely shareholders selling out. I really, really don't. There is no update yet as far as failure to deliver. So right now that is not an issue. However, I believe it will be. Maybe not on that next filing, depends on how late it goes, but definitely on the one after, because the information comes, 2 weeks behind. Remember that. So short volume reported yesterday was 54.18%. Now, this is based on all of the reported shares traded that this company gets access to, which is more than Fintel shows us, but this is based off of 93,556 shares. And we know that there was actually 130 million. Now, it has to make you wonder, the shares that they aren't reporting, my guess is because they're short, but somehow they get around not reporting it. I don't know that for a fact, but seems a little strange how there's always several million shares that are not being disclosed here. And that amount is very, very high. And it's continuously been very high. Look at this. That was the equivalent of 50 million shares, right? And the day before, 48 million. The day before, 73 million. The day before, 200 million, 300 million, 269 million. Guys, on those days where it's 269, 200, 300 million, that's either the whole float or over the entire float. Where are they getting those shares to short? That is why I firmly stand by the fact that I believe this company is being naked shorted to the ground. And I believe that there's a lot involved to it that we are going to discuss later this weekend. Now, dark pool trades. HLBZ had 72% of all shares during market hours traded in the dark pool. Guys, I swear we would have flown on Friday. Technically, it was lined up to do so, but this is how they stop it. And this is like how they want to stop it. It's just absolutely unbelievable, and I don't know how they get away with it, but it is what it is. And guys, until Gary Gensler does something, which I wouldn't hold my breath waiting, but if enough companies come out and disclose this and enough of retail scream about it until we're blue in the face, maybe something will get done at some point. But truly, I believe Congress and the FBI need to get involved because the entire U.S. market appears to be a scam, which this information leads me to believe. This is not made up, guys. Anyways, that is the recap. And as far as block trades went, they accounted for 51% of all trades. And again, that's institutions likely trading off of each other or pinging this back and forth to keep the price down or flat. Guys, it's ugly. This is going to be a war, like I said. It is not going to change overnight. Please, please stay tuned for my updates regarding the reverse split filing and regarding what's going on with Yorkville. Just quickly on both of those, guys, well, on the Yorkville issue, just because he has an equity line agreement does not mean that he is going to use it. In fact, I would highly advise against it.